Oh, holy shit. This is a first CGC rejected a book. I've never had that happen. To find out why, stay tuned. We've got Variant Madness tonight. The Whatnot Invincible books are back. Did we score 9/8 on all of those? We got some other stellar variants in there. And without further ado, I'm going to dip right into this. I want to find out what happened with this book. You guys will see what book this is in just a little bit, but I've never, ever had a book rejected before. And we're talking a brand new modern book. So what we're going to do, we're going to open up this box. We're going to go through all the books. We're going to look at the rejected book and find out what was going on there. And then we're going to hit up the chat. And if you're excited about CGC unboxings as I am, you're in the right spot. Hit that subscribe button, tickle that notification bell, and smash that thumbs up, that like button, and sit back, hang out, because I am super stoked for this. And you guys will see why here just a little bit. We're going to open this up, then we're going to set it off to the side. And I am more and more in love with this doing CGC submissions on a monthly basis. I wish I could afford them a little bit more than that, but it's like Christmas every month. It's like Christmas every month. Getting better and better, getting a little better at grading, you know, kind of slow but sure process there. We like to yeet some of this stuff out of the way. We definitely don't want to see how much we spent. And all right, so this is Yep. So I've never had this experience before. So raw books between cardboards. I don't think cardboard needs to be pluralized, but hey, cardboards. Raw books between cardboards. Let's have some fun with that one tonight. Maybe if I yoink it, you know what? No, let's just get into the books. Let's just get into the books, and then we'll yoink some cardboards later. So, setting this right over here on the desk, and we're going to dig right into this. I am super stoked. Why are elevator jokes so classic and good? They work on many levels. Thank you, Mom. Holy moly. So there is a book. Let's get rid of the outer plastic covering. And what do we have here to start up? Oh, do I have the front? Do I have the back? There we go. What do we have to start tonight? Okay, here we go. Comic Tom exclusive, Cult of Dracula, #2. This is the foil variant. We also submitted the metal variant. These were brand new. Didn't even pull them out of the package. I was kind of worried about fingerprints and all that other stuff. They did go out for a cleaning. Let's see how we did. I mean, come on, it's got to be 9/8, right? Ooh, what did we get? Ooh. We're going to have to take a really long, hard look at that. We're starting this off on a rough note at a 9/4 on a brand new book. And interesting. We'll go into detail on that later. 9/4. I don't know, but stellar Carla Cohen cover. I mean, so much comic bling. How do you even show that off without blinding everybody? You can look at the desk right there, you know, all that shine. We were going to get into the chat here just a little bit once we get through all of the books here. Speaking of bling, I'm going to blind you guys over here too. There, now you're not getting blinded. So, book #2, it is Morphin Time, Burke family. What is book #2? I'm struggling to remember all the books that we submitted with this one. I know the Whatnot books, the Invincible #1s are here. Oh, that's right. So we gambled, and when we gambled, we ordered all covers, all copies, all printings of House of Slaughter, which means we even got up to the 1 in 1,000. We'll talk about print numbers later. We'll figure out more on this. We were just hoping for a 9/8. I mean, honestly, this book, right from my LCS, he gave me what was a deal at the time at 700. And the book had been selling for 11 or 1,200 before that. And it's dipped down quite a bit now raw. But are we one of the first 9/8s on the census, or did we hit a 9/6? Or did we hit a 9/4? Did we get a 9/8? Yes, we did. So one of the first 1 in 1,000 House of Slaughter #1s on the census right here. I forgot to look at the census numbers earlier, but this is one of the, at least within the first 5, maybe 10. I don't know. But yeah, this as soon as we picked this up, this hit the box and went out right away for her fast tracking. 1 in 1,000 House of Slaughter #1. Awesome virgin cover. The Del Auto virgin cover. Oh, What are we going to do with that one? Set that one aside. Moving on, which means the next book should be the 1 in 500, right? I think the way I line these up, should be, yes, the 1 in 500, the Del Mundo cover. Loving the greens, loving the splatter on here. Did we make 9.8 on this one as well? Like we said, right from my LCS's shipping box, right in the bag and board, right over to shipping right over to cleaning and pressing. Did we make a 9.8? Yes, we did. So there it is, the two highest ratio variants for House of Slaughter, both in a 9.8. Very cool, very excited. I didn't even keep track of where the market was. I didn't want to spoil it for myself. I don't even know what these books are going for right now, but we're gonna look that up and find out. Okay, so we're redeeming ourselves from that 9.4. That Carla Cohen cover's so pretty though, so pretty, too pretty for a 9.4. I mean, next up, what is that? Where did that put me on the list there after those? So okay, I'm excited for this one. So as you can see, it's a newsstand copy. This is Punisher number 99. Now, there's not a lot of these on the census, and then when I found this in a newsstand edition, this thing looked really minty. It looked really good, had really sharp corners for the age of the book, and I said, it's worth a shot. At this point, when I find these books for $5, $10, $15 in really high shape, I'm submitting them and trying to get them to 9.6 to 9.8, something like that for the census, or not for the census, but for the registry set. So what were we able to get on 99? How about a 9.8? Because that comes before 99. Ooh, a 9.2, huh? That's going to take some time to look over because I must have missed an interior problem because this book is minty. I must have missed I'm going to have to dig deep into this one. Dig deep, giggity. I don't know. If you guys saw this book in person, you'd be kind of surprised as well because this thing is crisp. This thing is very crisp looking. I must have missed an interior issue, maybe a slight tear on a page somewhere. Either way, moving right along on the next book. JLS, what is up, Zuni? Good to see you guys. We'll hit up this chat here once we get through the books. Like we said, awesome variant. This, I think that's one of like the only regular cover A books was that Punisher one. Everything else should be a variant. And we'll hit up the chat here after the books. And let's go. So why am I excited about the Invincible Whatnot books here? You're not going to be able to see it. You're probably not going to be able to see it. But back there down in the bottom is the old ComicManAndy name. And I'm pretty excited to see my name on the back of a comic book. It's really neat. And then lo and behold, I mean, and then getting them graded. These things look clean. But these first run of Invincible books had pretty thin paper. So it'll be interesting to see if the cleaning and pressing got these to where they needed to be. Did we get a 9.8? Did we get a 9.8? Did we get a 9.8, guys? Did we get a 9.8? Yes, we did. This isn't the first copies to hit the census, but there's, not a billion of them on the census either. But this is a 9.8. Let's go. 9.8. I'm not going to be able to zoom in close enough for you guys to see it, but it's there in 9.8 glory. As you can see how white this cover is. That's awesome that we made 9.8 on that Virgin, the Invincible #1 Whatnot Virgin edition. Super cool. Love this Tyler Kirkham cover. And the fact that we made it 9.8 on that is awesome. Holy moly. Which means there's one more copy. There should be one more copy in here of Invincible #1. And that Virgin's limited to either 750 or 500 copies. I think the trade dress was 1,500. I can't remember. I got to look up those numbers again. Don't peek. Don't peek. Plastic. Get the plastic off. What do we got? Is this the next Invincible? It is. Oh, that's right. Let's go. So cover 8, not a variant, but this was a book that I picked up on a whim. Kanan #6. I picked this up on a whim on a trip to a LCS further north in Michigan, where I met a seller for the full Something is Killing the Children run of books. I bought all of those books, 1 through 10 in the variants. That's what we just unboxed, the last CGC unboxing, bunch of those books. And we were at that LCS and I walked in on a whim and saw this on the shelf. And I'm like, It needs a little bit of work, but I think it could have a shot. Did we make it? I know we made it because they actually bumped this from the modern category to like they doubled the price to grade this one, because when they graded it, it's like this is outside of the price range for modern fast track book. And I'm like, huh? Like, wait a second. Oh, so they sent me that email that they were bumping it up to the standard tier, which is like double of what the regular tier. And I'm like, okay, you know, I mean, I dislike the way they kind of do that, but in the same fashion, it spoils it. But yes, 9.8, solid copy. So cool. Very, very, very cool. Happy to have Kanan number 6 and a 9.8. Ooh, that's hitting the PC. That's hitting the back wall. So that means what's next? We got another Invincible book yet. One more Invincible book. And then what else was in here? I try to do 10, 11. I try to do 10 to 15 books per shipment just to kind of make the shipping fees worthwhile. So next up is, let's go, Mel brother. It's Drunken Chat, son. Where are you? We picked this up from It's Drunken Chat, Mighty Mel V, on one of his variant auctions on Whatnot. This is the Joe Quesada sketch cover for Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, this wasn't a cheap book on Whatnot and a raw copy, but we were kind of talking about it, bouncing back and forth. I'm like, in the chat, we're like, what's the potential for this book? And, you know, we kind of talk back and forth. And I'm like, all right, let's give it a shot, because we don't have a copy of this. And when you look at high grade copies of this online, they're not cheap. Asking prices are really high for this book. I don't know what the last sold are, but the asking prices are really high. So did this copy make it a 9.8? You guys tell me. Did it make a 9.8? Oh, let's go. The super, super tough. This is like a 1 in 250 or a 1 in 300 for Star Wars The Force Awakens. Joe Quesada sketch cover, mostly black back cover, and then an almost all black front cover with a lot of white at the bottom there. Super hard to keep clean. And holy moly, a 9.8. Go look at the asking prices for this book on eBay. They're nuts. They're absolutely crazy. And then go see what the last sold are on GPA or anything else like that. I don't know. We're going to take a look at that. But a 9.8. I'm sweating bullets. So we're certainly redeeming ourselves tonight after the 9.4. And then, like we said, when we get through, this is one more slab, 2 more slabs, and then we're going to talk about why CGC rejected a book. Never had that happen. First time ever. So let's get the next one out. Remember, we still got one more Invincible book. And then, what do we have in hand? Oh, all right. New Agents of Atlas number 2. This is one of my last high-grade raw copies that I sent out for grading. We all know why. This book has been blowing up, and definitely wanted to get this graded sooner rather than later. This looked really crispy. It's kind of one of those things where, you know, fine-tuning and fine-honing between a 9.6 and a 9.8. You look at it and like, yeah, it's got a shot. This should be a solid in. So what did we get? Did we get that 9.8? Did we get that 9.8? We didn't. Interesting. Andy's got to learn to grade books a little bit better. That's kind of what we're finding out here, right? Holy moly. A 9.6 is still respectable for this book. I feel like when 9.8s start getting priced out of, some people start getting priced out of 9.8s, going to be turning into 9.6s. And maybe, I don't know. We're going to look at it later. We're going to look at it later, right? Keep going. That means the last book up is the Invincible. How many more slabs are in here? I got 2 more slabs in here. Wait a second. There's a couple more slabs in here. Holy moly. All right. What do we got next? We've got that last Invincible book. Now, this is the trade dress. This is Invincible number 1, the Whatnot trade dress exclusive. And like we talked about, there's a lot of white on this cover. Trying to keep it clean. Trying to keep everything from anything from bending. Like this first run of those Invincible books, the paper is quite a bit thinner. The Omni-Man trades there, the Omni-Man variant that they did came in like a cardstock cover, and you could definitely tell a big difference. These are going to be a bit tougher. So did we make 9.8 on the PC book with the old ComicManAndy name on the back? 3, 2, 1. Huh? I don't hear anybody screaming. Uh-oh. Oh, let's go. So we've got a set of 9/8 for the Virgin and the trade dress. Holy moly. There it is. That's astonishing. This is, oh, that is too cool for school. Whatever we used to say back in the day. Super awesome. What other book did I leave in there? The stack keeps growing. Holy moly. What was left in here? Oh, okay. So I did submit a copy of the first #1. All right. I, for some reason, forgot all about this, but the #1 New Agents of Atlas, multiple first appearances, you know, the #2 made a 9/6. So did we make a 9/6 on this as well? Nope, we made a 9/8 at least. I'll take that. So that's pretty awesome. I know we've got to submit a couple more copies of this yet, but for that to hit 9/8, okay, that's pretty sweet. Now to what's been eating away at me this whole time before I get into the chat here is why they rejected a book and why it says raw books between cardboards. That was just called cardboard. I mean, either way. So they definitely do not slouch on the way they package this thing, sending that back. So that's pretty neat. But this kind of ate away at me a little bit to the point where I even called them and said, hey, what's up? Walk me through this process. I don't think I quite understand why they would reject it. Like, they didn't even charge me. Like full rejection. Like, they didn't even charge me for the book. So walk me through this process, why this has taken place, and oh man, so it's loose inside of here. It's not even attached to anything. So if you know kind of the way we submit books in groups, the Cult of Dracula Virgin, or not, the Virgin foil went out. We had the metal version as well that we picked up. It says, do not encapsulate. Reason book was rejected. Overhang. You guys ever heard of overhang? I've never heard of overhang. Let's take a look at this. Now, when I got that email about the rejection and I called them to find out more about that, I reached out to Comic Tom and said, hey, they rejected the book for overhang. And this is really shocking because I wanted to let him know. And he said, don't worry, I got you covered. We'll figure this out. And I will be continuing that discussion with him. But they said overhang. Now, I guess it doesn't take much overhang because there is not a lot of overhang there. I wouldn't have sent it in if I was worried about it. And they said that what is here is actually enough to prevent encapsulation of the book being encapsulated. So I don't feel like there's that much there, but they apparently did. So I've, like I said, I reached out to Tom. Basically, I'm looking to see if he wants me to ship the book back to him, because that's kind of interesting that that would happen, because there are graded copies of the book out there. Ryan says he's heard of overhang. I have not. You guys are going to teach me about this tonight. There are plenty of other copies of this out there that are graded. Oh, look at that bling. And you can see it on the census and you can find them online. So I'm not sure how this one just, I wouldn't have sent it in if I felt like that was too much. And that doesn't feel like too much to me, but it did to them. So that was kind of interesting. At least they didn't charge me anything for the rejection, but that's something that's never happened to me before.
Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.